Welcome to the Maryland Mortgage Rate Weekly Mortgage Market Update for the week of January 27, 2014. Hello, I'm John Thomas with Primary Residential Mortgage, here to give you your update. Well, last week we did see mortgage bonds continue to rally and did help improve home loan rates. If you look at the bond chart on the screen, you can see the short-term trend is for bonds to rally, which is great news. Long-term trend has kind of fizzled out a little bit. It was for higher bonds. Now we're kind of going to recommend floating your Maryland mortgage rate to start the week to see if this short-term trend can continue. What basically helped us keep going on this short-term trend is a currency devaluation, is taking international investors back into the U.S. bond market, helping push bonds up. So what is currency devaluation? Let's say you're an investor and you have $100,000 to invest. You don't want to invest in the U.S. market because you only get a 2% return. You go invest that in Argentina, you can get a 10% return. So you take your $100,000, first you have to convert it to Argentine peso. So you take, it's a 5-to-1 conversion. So you take your $100,000, it becomes 500,000 peso. You invest it, you wait, you get your 10% return, which is 50,000 peso. So now you have 550,000 peso, but now you got to convert it back to U.S. dollars. And with currency devaluation, the conversion ratio went from 5-to-1 to 8-to-1. So your 550,000 8-to-1 ratio converts to only $69,000. So instead of making 10% on your money, you did make 10% on your pesos, but on your dollars you actually lost 31% because during that time you had your money invested, you had currency devaluation in Argentina. This is what's happening in the emerging markets. So we're looking at international investors pumping money back into the U.S. bond market to get that safe return of 2% versus losing money in the international markets. So that has helped rally the bond market. If that continues, that is good news, but we do have the Fed meeting this week. If they taper the asset purchase program again, that could be a negative impact to bonds, so we've got to watch that carefully. So we are recommend floating your Maryland mortgage rate, but if bonds start to sell off, we would recommend quickly to switch to locking, take advantage of the gains of the rates you got. Okay, in economic news, weekly initial jobless claims came out on Thursday at 326,000 claims, about where they were last week. Settled it. The initial claims have been settling in about the 320 range. Again, we need to get that below 300,000 to get the labor market jump started. In housing news, existing home sales for December 2013 rose 1% from November, and that was 4.87 million homes sold year over year. This shows the housing market does continue to recover. The annual appreciation rate from December 2012 to December 2013 was 9.9%, and the national median home sales price was $198,000. So the market is improving, but the rate at which it's improving has slowed a little bit. And the market right now is being limited by the number of homes for sale. In Delaware, we have limited inventory, and it's only going to get worse as we go into the buying season. So if you're looking to buy in Maryland, you want to get out there and look. So Delaware, Maryland region, we have limited inventory. It is putting upward price pressure on homes and making competition stiffer for the buyers out there. Now, the FHFA released its home price index for December 2013. It's a month-over-month index, and it was disappointing because it only showed prices rose 0.1% from October to November. We're expecting 0.4%. So prices still going up, but the rate at which they're going up is slowing as the housing market is cooling a little bit. Still good housing market, still doing great, but the rate is not going to be double-digit in 2014. And then USDA made a big announcement. The eligible property areas has going to change October 1st, 2014. They're going to go from using the 2000 census data to the 2010 census data. So some areas that are eligible right now for a USDA loan in Maryland will not be eligible after that date. So if you're looking at USDA, get out there, get under contract. And the local news, the next free first-time homebuyer seminar is February 8th. That's a Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to noon. That's in Rockville, Maryland at the Marriott Hotel. And then the next one in Towson, Maryland is February 22nd. That's from 10 a.m. to noon in Towson, Maryland on Delaney Road at the Baltimore Sheridan North Hotel. You can register for either one of those events by giving us a call, 410-412-3319, or register online, www.marylandhomebuyerseminars.com. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.